Hello everybody, my name is David. Welcome to my question and answer videos. This is part 2. If you missed part 1, please watch it. What I'm doing here is answering people's questions from last Monday from the last Q&A video. And any questions you guys have today, please ask me anything you want down in the comment section below, and I'll answer them in the next Q&A video next Monday. So let's get started with the questions. Next one's from Ways of Alchemist or Surfboarder in Cleveland. Has 3 questions. First one, how to relate to someone with a shame-fear-based personality. How do you relate to someone with a shame-fear-based personality? I don't quite understand the context, the pretext. I need more. Why? Why are you trying to relate? That means you're trying to have a relationship. We relate with people with things we have in common. Right? I relate to you. I can't relate to somebody from planet Mars, can I? Right? It's hard, difficult. I don't know them. I don't know how they're thinking, feeling, what they want. I can't even communicate with them. Similar to this, how do you have a relationship with someone that has a shame-fear-based personality? We all have some shame. We all have fear, right? But I don't know if that's basing who I am. How do you have a relationship with someone like that? Jeez. Very carefully. Yeah. So it's all about them, right? It's all about being careful. It's all about reassuring them all the time. It's all about never hurting their feelings. It's all about not, you may not be able to be very private. You kind of have to explain everything you do all the time. No privacy. You may not be able to really explore yourself, your autonomy, right? You can't go off and be completely successful somewhere at work and stuff. They may not like that. They might get a little scared. How do you ever... I could tell you maybe how to deal with somebody at work. I can maybe tell you how do you have a relationship with someone who's based on who they are by shame and fear? I don't know. You can't. I'm here to tell people not to, not how to, right? If someone's based personality, who they are is based on shame and fear, they have a lot of work to do, and I don't think they can have relationships with people very well, very successfully. So I'm not going to recommend that you do, and I'm not going to tell you how. I started to tell you how. Did you get that? That's don't meet your emotional needs. That's how. Don't have a self. Be all about them. Live for them. Your choices should be for them, not for you. Don't talk about your feelings. Don't talk about your desires. Don't talk about your fears. Don't hold them accountable or responsible for anything. If they do something weird, just ignore it. If they hurt you, don't tell them. If they want you to do something, better do it. That's how you relate. You can't relate. Unless you are like that, how are you going to relate to them? You can't even understand them. You want to know how to relate to them. Second question. What is the basic personality of a normal functioning person? Well, I think number one is some stability, right? We want stability. So not a lot of emotions in their day, all day. I'm so upset today. I'm so happy, and I'm depressed and anxious, and I'm worried, but I'm so excited and can't wait. And I'm, all these things. Ooh, Jesus Christ, right? Also, someone who has a very good, clear sense of who they are, a stable sense of self, more stability, right? So I say things are important to me, and I show it. So things that I do and things I say match. Right? Pretty good start, don't you think? Another key factor, non-problematic. Right? Problematic. People that smear. People that talk bad. People that attack and accuse. People that say, oh, I've had problems in all my relationships. Every single person in my life has abused me. Every single family member of mine is crazy. Every single friend I've had is an asshole. I'm not saying it's not all their fault. I'm not saying that. It's just problematic. You can't have problems with every single person in your life and you are not problematic yourself, right? I think that's going to spark some anger with people. Third question from Waves of Alchemist or Surfboarder from Cleveland is, any advice on how to create a stoic deposition around a narcissist or manifest an alternative personality of my own to close off all information of my inner thoughts, emotions, or feelings? I would recommend that you do not create an alternative personality, and I would recommend that you never close off your inner thoughts, emotions, or feelings. Don't do that. So whoever you're trying to do this around, don't be around them, period. I don't know why you have to be. I really don't. Because we don't need to do this around a coworker, right? I mean, that you can do that around a coworker, well, some of it, but why do you need to close off your inner thoughts, emotions, and feelings? Why do you need to do that? Who is this person that you're forced to be around? Why? Why would we do this? I see your questions are basically, how do I still live with my abuser, right? However you've been doing it. There's no other way. I mean, I hope that's not what you're asking me, but it just sure seems like it, doesn't it? How do I relate with someone with a shame, fear-based personality? What is the personality of a normal function person? And any advice on how to create a stoic deposition, a manifest and alternative personality, close off all information? Now that's okay. You don't have to give people information about yourself. That's a good idea. But close off your inner thoughts, emotions, and feelings. No. Who are we doing that for? Why are we doing that? What's going on? No. You just get rid of the person. Just get rid of the narcissist. If it's a coworker, then yeah, we close off our information. And we just don't interact with them. We just work. Other than that, I don't know who else will make you feel like this or do that unless you're having a relationship with them. It needs to end. I've had clients tell me, David, it's okay. Because I tell them like why it's bad that they're in this relationship with their abuser. I say, well, you're not getting your needs met. And they say, David, I'm okay with that. What if I'm just okay with not having my needs met? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, well, I'll just say, screw it. I just won't have my needs met, and then I can still be with this person. It doesn't work. It's like saying, oh, it's okay if I just hold my breath forever. I don't need oxygen anymore. It's that important. You're going to die. You're no different. You're a human being. People are not impervious to this stuff. May in Norway. Hello, May. I used to be the love of his life, and he could die for me and never leave me, is what he would tell you, right? Now I never existed, and he brags about his new love on Facebook. Is this normal? No, that's not normal. How you feel and reacting is normal to a horrible situation. I call this perceptual expectation. We hear, and then we see something different, but we expected what we heard. We hear him say he'll love us forever. He'll never leave us. We're the only one. We're amazing. And then we expect to see that, but then he's off and running with somebody else. And we're like, what the hell? Perceptual expectation, right? That's why I said this and this need to match, right? Loyalty is so important to me. People better be loyal, and then I'm not loyal. I go in behind your back and talk to your friend Lisa about you. And all of a sudden me and Lisa are hanging out and you're like, that's my friend Lisa. Oh yeah, it's no big deal. That party we had last week, I talked to Lisa. She said she wanted to hang out sometime, so we're just hanging out. It's no big deal. But loyalty is so important to me. And then you guys say, well, I didn't know. I didn't know he was like that. You should have. You should have taken the time to know. See? Take the time to know who somebody is. You've got all the time in the world, don't you? Or are you in a rush too? Right? We must be in a rush too. Why? We got that void we want to fill, don't we? And it feels good when we start feeling it with this person. Ooh, that feels good. Oh, I love you forever. Ooh, I'll never leave you. Ooh. Where are they now? They're gone. Oh, they're out with Lisa, out to lunch. Ugh. Well, I'll just wait because he said forever. Yeah, I'm sorry. Perceptual expectations, May. Your reaction is normal to an abnormal situation. What he's doing is totally abnormal. We don't treat people that way. That's not right. Karen in England. Hello, Karen. Does the borderline genuinely love you? Or was it just all an act? I wouldn't know, Karen. I don't know this person, right? If you don't know, I don't know. He has not seen our child for 9 weeks, but is the perfect dad to his other child. He says it hurts him too much to see our child. So what you said earlier, I didn't write it all down, but I remember. He discarded you and won't even come see your child. He says, it hurts me too much to see you and to see the child. I'm so emotionally distraught over this whole thing that he probably created, right? And you said he was the perfect dad to his other child. No way. No way. Maybe attention. Children need a lot more than that. Maybe he bought them things and took them out and had fun and stuff. Child needs way more than that, Karen. Way more than that. Way more than that. There's no way he was a perfect dad. No. Not a abusive borderline. Someone with a personality disorder who abuses you and neglects you and his other daughter, but is a really good child, a really good father to this child. Nope. Never seen that, actually. Never, ever seen that. Never seen a parent be a really good parent to one child and a bad parent to another. And I know there's going to be a lot of you that says, I've seen it, and I challenge every one of them. That parent was not a good parent to the other one. No, there's things missing. Trust me. Emotional connection and privacy and autonomy and security and all these things. There's something wrong with a parent that does that. There's something wrong. There's something missing. There's a void in that parent as well. So that person's attention is on themselves, worrying and anxious and depressed about their own life, not giving the child the attention that it requires and needs, not teaching the child what that child needs because the parent doesn't possess it. You can't teach what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. You can't teach what you don't know. There's something missing with this father, and personality disorder or not, there's something wrong that he won't see his daughter, that he's so selfish, he's worried about his own feelings about you. Something wrong. I would make him work hard to see your child. Stop trying, Karen. Stop trying to make him be a good dad to your child. You make him try as hard as he can. And if he doesn't, then fine. Hope that makes sense. Mara. Hope I'm saying it right. Mara. At what age does a narcissist really become a narcissist? I'm confused if my ex is a narcissist or just immature. He could be both. Narcissism is immaturity. Absolutely immaturity. Narcissists are immature. Emotionally immature. They're emotionally stunted. They're underdeveloped. They are emotional children. So, your question is, what age does a narcissist really become a narcissist? The question is when do we all stop being a narcissist, really? Okay? We diagnosed adults with personality disorders, not children. And not every disorder, but narcissistic personality disorder typically is not diagnosable until they're adults. That's because they can show narcissistic tendencies and symptoms and traits throughout their childhood, and it doesn't mean that they're not, because they're not finished developing. This is a developmental issue. Think of us, I'm not saying we are, just think of us as all being narcissistic little children when we're born. So we have entitlement. We don't thank our parents for dinner and our clothes. We just deserve it, right? We are selfish. in relationships. We don't really know how to, reciprocate in relationships. We're pretty selfish, right? I go down the list. We're like little narcissists. But we don't diagnose little children as narcissists. We wait till they're adults. This is a developmental thing. So, like, you can see, all of you might know some bully in high school, or somebody who was just a bad kid, always in trouble and stuff. And then you see them in college or in your 20s, and they turn out to be pretty good people. You're like, oh, they totally changed. They didn't do that anymore. They may even laugh about it. Yeah, I was a piece of crap in high school, Sorry I picked on you and stuff. Yeah, now they're a good person. What happened? They finished developing. Yes, even in college. Our brains don't even stop growing till we're 25. And we're developing, aren't we? So we aren't finished emotionally developing until we're adults. Why does the narcissist immature? Typically, the parent didn't help develop them, okay? And one big thing that stops development is trauma. We start abusing our child, and development usually halts right there. Typically, children aren't abused before 5, it's after 5. It's when they start developing somewhat of a personality of their own. 6, 7, 8 years old, and then the parents start abusing them, and that hinders or halts their development, and they never finish developing. They never gain empathy. Things like that, okay? Just like we used to be. But we developed into a mature adult, and we have empathy. Things like this, okay? So it's not when did they become a narcissist. It's simply why did they stop developing. A narcissist never developed into an adult. It's an underdeveloped emotional child. I tell everybody that wants to really understand why a narcissist does something, all they're trying to do is meet their emotional needs, right? But they don't know how, just like a little child. You just dwindle them down to a little child, and everything they do makes sense. Marty is next. I can't remember where you're from, Marty. I apologize. When my friend was a child, her mother made her hold a hard-boiled egg in her mouth as punishment. The egg was hot, and she kept it in there and held it in there and endured the pain. And you talked about now it's hard to have a relationship with her. She's hard to get along with. And then you wonder how you're still friends with her since there have been so many trying times when you had wished it would end. And then you say, I think I feel sorry for her. Isn't that typical, everybody? Isn't that? We see things that aren't right. And we have all these trying times, like Marty says, and we just sometimes wish the relationship would end, and why doesn't it? We're not in control, right? We're not making choices for ourselves. We're making choices for other people. I'm sorry for them. I'll stay friends with you even though I don't want to. Even though you hurt my feelings, I know if I bring it up, I'll just hurt your feelings, so I won't bring it up. I was really angry, and when I said something, you got really angry, so I shut up. Nah. No. Everybody's had crap in their lives. Everybody's had a bad childhood. I swear. I have not met anybody who's had a great childhood. I've met people that say they have. We can't, you feel sorry for somebody because they're still a victim, right? If I told you about my childhood, you wouldn't feel sorry for me. Why? Because I feel totally good about it. And so when I tell a story, I don't expect you to feel sorry for me. It's not bad. It's not negative. They were bad things that happened to me as a child, but I'm totally grateful for it almost. I'm happy about it. If I told you, you wouldn't feel sorry about it. Feel sorry for me. That's a good indicator, right? If we're feeling sorry for somebody, they need help. Typically. Okay? Kylie from Australia. Hello, Kylie. I attracted 2 toxic men within 8 months. What do I need to do to protect myself in the future? Well, there's a common theme, isn't it? I think that's the third person. Asks, what do I do now? Do I keep watching narcissist videos? How do I reset, reprogram? How do I protect myself? How do I defend myself from this happening again? I'm glad you're asking, Kylie. So I promise you all, it's not about the people out in the world that are bad. This isn't just walking down the street and getting mugged. There's a reason. Every person experiences this. The common denominator, which I have found, it's not even my opinion. there's one common denominator I found in every single client. It's childhood emotional neglect or trauma or attachment trauma. That's it. So how do you protect yourself? We need to heal from trauma. We need to feel better about things that we've experienced in our lives. We need to feel better about ourselves. So when we make decisions and choices, they're for us and not for other people. That we don't go out with somebody because we feel sorry for them. That we don't have sex with somebody because they keep asking and make us feel guilty or scare us. Things like this. That we don't commit to someone we don't want to be with. Protect yourself. Protect yourself by finding out who you are and what you want. And your choices should show who you are. Okay? The more you know yourself, guys, the more you'll realize that the person that you've been spending your life with is nothing like you. Nothing in common. It's not who you want. You are not who they want. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's trying to relate to someone from Mars. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. You guys are not relatable. Nothing in common except sex, fun, drinking, drugs, right? You know, one of the things I have my clients do is, because they'll say, well, I love him, I love him, I love him. He said he loves me, he said he loves me, he said he loves me. Why is he doing this? Write down everything you love or loved about them. Another list, write down everything they love or loved about you. There's either going to be nothing or anything you written down will be short, won't be much, and it'll be all physical, superficial, artificial, fake, easy to mimic, easy to do. You guys are dating people that you cannot relate with, and that shows that you do not know yourselves. That's what that shows, right? Think about you're a therapist. Someone comes in and says, my husband drags me to go camping. My husband doesn't care who I am. My husband doesn't have sex with me. He doesn't make love to me. He just has sex. He says that making love, he doesn't care about that. He says that emotions are stupid. He says empathy is for weak people. He's never home. He goes and does hunting and camping, and I hate that. He won't go with me to go shopping. He won't go with me to do this. He won't meet me halfway for that. And I'm sitting there just going, or the therapist, right, is sitting there just going, why are you guys together? Oh, because we have fun. Okay. Find someone else to have fun with. Right? The same thing. Same thing, you guys. You guys are nothing alike, totally different, hold different things important, value different things morally, want to do different things with your time, but sex is good. I hear that all the time. I hear that all the time. I'm going back to my abuser because the sex is good. Good luck. As if, because it's not that, right? It's not that. Like you can't have good sex with somebody else. It has to be them. It's just so good. It's addiction. That's it, everybody. Thank you very much. I hope I helped and answered your guys' questions. If I didn't, just ask me again. Please keep asking questions. There's nothing too repetitive. Okay? For me and for everybody else watching and listening, they need to hear this stuff over and over and over again. Okay? We're all adults, and there's things that we need to learn that we should have learned a long time ago. And it's hard to teach old dogs new tricks, so we need to keep doing it and keep saying it. Okay? What we're doing here is countering all that crap that your little voice in your head tells you, all that negative, pessimistic stuff. We're countering it all right here, right? So keep asking questions and tell yourself the truth. Love yourself first, everybody. I'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.